Hi everybody. Today we're going to do something a little bit more complicated, but not complicated. I'm going to make a little stew. So what I've got here is a little bit of beef cubed. I've got some potatoes. I've got me some carrots. I got some snow peas. This is some broccoli stems and a little bit of hot pepper. I don't have any beef stock or onions, but in my things I did find this is just concentrated onion soup. So I'm just going to throw that in at the end for some flavor. And I'm just going to throw all this in a pot. I'll show you how to get the meat all seared up, and then the rest is really easy. So just give me a second to reset the camera, and we'll get some dinner made. Okay, so we're ready to go. I'm going to start with a little oil. You want to make sure your pan is nice and warm, hot actually. And I've got some oil and then throw in a little garlic. Give that a little bit of a toss. There we go. Don't mind the smoke. There we go, nice and roasted. And you just throw in the meat, and then you want to let that sear. This is not going to take long. Want to make sure that you get your meat cooked up nice. Seal in the flavor, or else it's just basically boiled food, and you don't really want to have your meat boiled. You want to have it seared up. Excuse the smoke, there's not a lot I can do about it. I'm really hoping this doesn't mess up my camera. Not a particularly good camera, but it's the only one I got, so. This is really not complicated. This is about as basic as you can get your stew to be. Once this is going to be seared up, basically everything else goes into the pot. Give it a bit of a stir, top it with water. As I said, I'll be throwing in a little bit of soup stock. And that should do it. You want to make sure everything's good and hot. As you can tell, the meat sucks up the heat right out of the pot, so you really got to let her go. Some of you may have noticed that there's another pot on the stove. I got me some beets going. Let the steam go so it doesn't cover my... There you go. So there's the beets in here, and those are just cooking up. You throw them in the pot and let them boil away. Nothing spectacular going on there either. This is really quick and easy. This is a good way if you've got, you're not sure what to do, or you want to try and stretch out some foods, or you don't feel like working particularly hard at making dinner. Just you make a nice little stew. It's not difficult. Once everything is seared up, it should be really easy. This is pretty good. We're getting there. Not used to talking all the time like this, explaining what I'm doing to people, so you'll have to be patient with me as I try to get all this taken care of. Got all the ingredients standing by. Keep the temperature high. Keep it stirred. At this point, it's not going to require much attention anymore. Really, we're pretty much done. I mean, literally, once the meat is to a point where it's pretty seared up, I've got the stove turned back up to maximum, because once I start throwing things in there, I'm going to put water on there. I want to bring it back up to a boil as quickly as possible. So full tilt on the stove right now, although you want to be careful not to do that when you're cooking a steak. You just want to do that when you're trying to do something like this to get things up to a quick boil. And we are just about there. Now I'm going to throw these guys in because, well, the hot peppers are in here, and I want to stir in some of that flavor. A little friendly advice too, if you do have fresh hot peppers the way I do here and you cut them up, either remember to put on gloves or wash your hands thoroughly before you accidentally touch any mucous membrane. If you cut hot peppers and you go to rub your eye and you haven't washed your hands, you will regret it. Okay, it will hurt. Okay, there's something in the hot peppers called capsaicin. It's what makes the peppers hot, and it is a very powerful irritant. And that is for all of your mucous membranes. I'm not going to go through the list. Your eyes, of course, being the most sensitive ones. You don't want to put your fingers in your eye after you've touched hot peppers. Trust me, this is not something you want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the potatoes in here. And I'm going to throw the carrots in here. And that is fabulous. My pot is a lot fuller than I thought it was going to be, but my other large pot is being utilized for something else. Once these are cooked up, I'm probably going to transfer all of this in there. In the meantime though, got some water, and you just throw the water in there. There we go. You're going to want to bring that to a boil. I'm going to go ahead and throw this bag of onion soup in there. I know it's cheating, but as I said before, I'm not trying to teach you guys how to do gourmet food. I'm trying to show you some stuff so that, you know, if you don't know how to cook, if you've never learned how to cook, if your parents didn't have the time or weren't very good at it, this is just so that you can make, you know, better than, you know, crap food. This is just so that the average person can go ahead and at least their food is decent. As you can see, I'm having a bit of a hard time there. I might have overestimated the capacity of this pot, but that's no big deal. It's no big deal. It doesn't matter that all the vegetables are not submerged. They will steam, and everything will be just fine. I'm going to bring that to a boil, and I'm going to put a lid on it, and I'm going to let it sit for a little while. That should do it. I'll probably come back and check it, turn the camera back on, show you what's going on. Probably when I come and put it in this pot here, once I've liberated this pot. And we'll add a little bit of water to finish it up, and then we'll add the peas at the end. And yeah, so I'm going to leave it at that for now. And I'm going to come back a little later. I'm going to try to remember to turn the camera back on so that you can see what's going on. I guess that's it for now. And we're back. It's been about 45 minutes. I transferred the stew into this pot, and I put the beets over here. And the reason that you see a rag on top of this pot and a cutting board over on the stove is because the lighting in here is really bad, and or else there'd be glare. The glare you see here is the glare would be there. Beautiful, isn't it? Wonderful and pleasant, and boom, you're blind. So I just did that so that the camera wouldn't get so upset. And just let that there. Don't want to steam up my camera. So the beets are in there and they're doing their thing. Beets take a long time. They're going to be in here probably for another hour or so. Well, that's all good. And then we have the stew. And again, we'll just release the steam. Trying not to... Don't want the steam on the camera. There we go. So we have a little bit of... This is just dehydrated potato. I'm going to use it as a thickening agent in here. Just give it a bit of a spread. And then just stir gently, or else your potatoes, the real ones that are in here, are going to fall apart. At this point now, you got to be careful. The carrots will be fine. You're not going to get them, the meat's not going to get hurt. I'm going to need a little bit more potato in there. There we go. That's fine. Don't want to show... Not sponsored, so trying not to show any product names here. This is just some guy working out of his kitchen, making a little dinner and sharing the experience with you. There you go. That's pretty nice. It's got a little bit of thickness to it. There we go. Turn that off. And there you go. Voila, mes amis. We've got ourselves a quick and easy dinner. This will probably make 4 or 5 meals. With a total of investment of maybe $5 worth of food. A couple of cheap steaks, 3 or 4 carrots, 3 or 4 potatoes, and of course, I said I was going to put in some peas. Drain them, throw them in. They only take a few seconds to cook up. Well, a few seconds, a couple of minutes, but this will be sitting on the stove for a few more minutes. So even with the element off, it'll be awesome. There you go, my friends. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please let me know if there's something you want me to make, something you'd like to learn how to do. Like, comment, and subscribe, of course. And we'll see you in the next one.